Right, here we are today, Wednesday Open, and the Wednesday League, where hopefully we can win the match and qualify for the final later in the year. And I've run a nice area that I quite like, to be honest with you. But they said it's going to be windy, but I can't hear a note. It's going to be windy, so let's just go to top at bank and have a look. Oh dear. Oh. You can hear me. I'm standing sideways at the moment. It's a bit breezy. There's days when you think, what the hell have I done? I should have had a nice warm day in bed. Look at that, that's some rollers today, and it's down that bank. It's lovely and warm, so I might cast out, put a bell on, and crikey, it blew me off my feet then. Some days you just go, what the hell am I doing? Why can't I just stop at home? There you go, look. He's just fed him a scone and he's had his scone, so so I've drawn, there you go, look, Ben showing you, look, 46 there, which is, when I come coaching on here, you'll just pull Van to bottom, walk up that ramp fish there. That's my favourite peg, 55 there, but this is a nice peg, this, because it's a long peg. You can see that it's a long peg, even to that one, because what it is, we're putting two in and miss one. And crikey, it's there you go, ground bait mix, water, everything like that. I brought Ben today, his first match this year. I think he's fell out with me. Red worms in there, dendrobinas in there, Ben's food, Ben's den. Look at that little nitro rod has made Den's Ben, so he's happy he can get out of it. Two rods. What I've been set up, 11 and a 12 foot solar all round, as you can see, straightforward. It's going to be tough to fish even 50 metres today, but we'll see. And basically that's about it really. You know the format now. Worms, it's all casters, maggots, pinkies. What am I doing here? I must be getting dafter as I'm getting older. And you can see I've even put my arm in my bank stick today to try and keep it a bit more steady. So we'll see. Stop drinking water, you dozy thing. Got him fresh water there, and he's drinking water out at Reza. I don't know. So basically my plan is I'm going to see how far I can fish. But the trouble is it's cold and the fish are all out long at the moment, and that's the problem. And I'll tell you something, it's going to be hard to get out. Might be a case of doing things that you don't might have to put a big window feeder on. Not even have to get my big rod out so I can actually get there. Because normally on here this time of year I like to fish 50 metres and 36, but I'll tell you something, 50 metres in this is a long way. So we'll see when we cast out. It might just keep getting the lull and what. I might put a bomb on and do it that way, but we'll see. And we'll see what happens. So yeah, straightforward. Just sit there, probably look for half a dozen pulls of the right size fish and see what happens. But I think it's going to be tough today. And Bree's happy because he's out, so that's all that matters. And that's it basically. But I'm facing into it now, and I'm nearly sideways, honestly. So let's wait and see. I'll let you know how I get on. Well, a little report with 2 hours to go, and conditions are horrific. Look, horrible. It's cold, windy. We've had a bit of rain, not a lot, but we've had enough to wet everything. But I've got 2 bream. I've got one 3 pound and I've got one 2.5. But it's really hard, and you can see from the tip. I mean, I like my tip slack, but you can see from the tip that there's a tremendous toe on it. But it's right to left, so it's helping. Because I put my rod to right, so it's helping a little bit. So just want a couple of more pulls in the last couple of hours, because I don't think there'll be many caught. I ain't seen another fish caught. I've not heard anything. Nobody's rang me out like that, so I'm not saying they're in, because there will be. If I've got 2, there'll be other fish caught. But I ain't seen another net go out, so look at the toe. Wow, I like it when it's like that though. Makes it difficult. But I can clip up to 50. Even in this wind I'm getting to 50. And I won't say comfortably, but I'm getting there anyway. So we'll see. So I've got 2 for like £5.5. So a good start. But I think there was some fish. I think it'll be last hour match this. Somebody will get 3 or 4 pulls last hour, and and win it, I think, but hopefully it's me. But yeah, I'm happy with 2 at the moment, so we'll see how we go. Ben's out somewhere. Where is he? There he is. He's ratting. Look at him. He's chasing rats. He's shaking and cold, but he's not bothered. He's enjoying it. Better than stuck it on with cat. So we'll see. So we've got 2. Can't grumble. So we'll see how we go. Well, that were over. Wow, that were a wild one. And I've got 4 fish. Crikey, I've got £8, something like that. I've not had a bite last hour, which I'm disappointed about, but that's how it goes. I hope you can hear this. But you can probably see, this is how windy it's been today. See that big bush there? Well, there's a little bush there. And that was my target. And I've had to aim it to the left of the big tree to get it on target. That's how windy it's been. But I've managed to hit my clip, so I'm quite happy with my casting. I've had a couple of bad ones, but I've had to aim it with that big tree to the left of that to get to the little tree just there. I've been aiming there. And that must be about 10 yards, honestly. It's proper. And I've just sat there and I've been patient, and I've had 4. I've got one £1, £1.10, 1 2 and a bit, and 1 3. So all about £8 somewhere. I haven't seen. I've been facing that way all day. I've not seen one fish, honestly, netted. Not one. I don't know whether they have. They must have caught some, but I've not seen one. So we'll see where we're going. But I think I've about £8. I might win my section. That's about it. Well, I've just got back. We've had, we're both wrecked, aren't we, mate? We're going to sleep well tonight, aren't we? We are, with all that wind and rain and everything at us. But basically, I've had, they weighed 9.15, them 4. I had a little bit more than I thought, but, which were third in match, or joint third. Mick Axon had the same 9.15. They're only mint section had a fish. It's unbelievable, isn't it? I didn't see anybody net a fish all day. I've not seen one other angler catch a fish, which is quite staggering, really. The £11 Dave Clarkson's won it, and I think Briscoe, Tony, were at Peggy had £10 something, and me and Mick a joint third. So a little Chinese, I suppose, a little treat. But the good news is, me and Mick are both qualified for the Wednesday final. It's not the Feeder King, but it's another match that we run. Whoever wins on a Wednesday or is the highest, because there's quite a few qualified now. So later in the year, so what we do, we're chipping all every Wednesday, and it builds up and builds up, and we have a Wednesday winner final later in the year, usually about November. That's a good point. Might be away. I better check date on that. So we've qualified for that anyway, me and Mick Axon. So that's good news. And to start, but there's been 30 odd anglers. Oh, I'll rephrase that. 33 idiots there today, all putting up with that, because that were windy, it were cold. But anyway, so I've had 4 back. Needed another pull. Didn't get one last hour. That's probably going to cost me. But a tip I can give you when it's days like that. Like, I'm a very patient angler when it comes to fishing. Been brought up with Dennis White, the most patient angler I've ever come across. And he taught me years and years ago, when it's tough, when it's hard, you've got to be confident. And what I mean by that, I've got the patience, and I'll sit there for an hour, maybe. As long as I know it's in the right spot, I'll sit there as long as it takes. I've no problem with that. But the biggest thing that I've learned with that type of fishing is have the hook bait on that you think you'll catch a fish on. Now, we all have an hook bait that we like to put on, and we feel like that's going to catch us a fish. And on days like that, when you're only going to have 14, 15, 16 casts, you've got to put the hook bait on that you'll think will get a bite, or you've caught your most fish on. For example, a few years ago, my go-to hook bait was an inch worm, a red worm, an inch, and a dead maggot. That were the hook bait that I caught most of my fish on. So when it were tough, I always put the hook bait on that I thought I'd get a fish. Now this year it's a bit different. I'm putting 2 little red worms on and a pinky. That is definitely the best bait where I'm catching fish. I'm not saying other people will, but that's where I'm catching. So today, because you're only casting in a few times, all I put on are 2 little red worms and a pinky because I feel more confident in that hook bait than trying some other baits. When you get lots of bites and indications, you can experiment, but when it's when it's hard, put the hook bait on that you, or your go-to hook bait that you will catch a fish on. And we might all be different in that. But my hook bait go-to at the moment is that. And it made a difference. So I needed another bite. But I've had 4 fish more than anybody else. Everybody else had 2 and 3 and beat me. So I can't really argue. I'm getting the numbers, and I keep having a little pickup. So I'm quite chuffed with that. I'm happy with my ground bait, happy with my setup, which I'm going to go through in a little video in the next couple of weeks. I'll show you my little setup. It's a bit new what I've been doing. So we'll do that. So we're going to sit down and have something to eat with old Ben. He's laid down now. He'll be shattered with lad running about chasing them rats all day. And we'll get ready now for weekend, because Sunday we've got 4th round at Spring League, but on Saturday we've got a big day. It's the assessment day for the freestyle feeder at Hallcroft, and I think I've 22 people coming on Saturday to Hallcroft to have a look at them for the World Championships in November this year. So it's a big day for quite a lot of people. I'm right looking forward to it and seeing them all. And unfortunately, there's lots of them going to be disappointed. Maybe all of them. Maybe I won't see what I want to see in any of them. But it's up to them. It's an opportunity that people have got to come along and have an opportunity to impress me and me management team. So looking forward to that. And then, of course, Sunday we're back on the Southfield res. So we're going to have a good night anyway, and hope you do, and I'll see you all weekend.